Hello everybody, and how are you? My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch. And at The Flower Patch I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Right guys, just before we start, thank you so much for all your, concern and your, get well soon wishes. I really do appreciate them. It was very touching of you all. The problem that I had, and I've still got, I brought a new sofa for the living room in a leather. When it arrived, I sat on it overnight and that, and the following day it had given me an allergic reaction in my face, to the point where on Friday last week my face was really ballooned and it had gone into my eyes. I could barely open my eyes. My face was really tight and puffy. You couldn't even see my jowls. So it was a quick facelift for a few days, I guess. But I rang the emergency services because the reason being, I used to be a nurse and that, and I know if you've got a bad allergic reaction against something, you could go into anaphylactic shock. So, especially if it was quite severe, and I thought mine were. So I rang the emergency services, and I got it sorted. The doctors prescribed me with medication, quite strong medication, where it would make me drowsy, and it did, to the point where they also wanted to prescribe me with steroids. I refused the steroids because of all the side effects that it does give you, and I didn't really want to suffer with anything else. It could give you a stroke or anything like that. I trust the emergency services, that the doctors, that they knew what they was doing, but I just refused the steroids. So they put me on 2 strong medication, which I've got to take for 30 days. My face has gone down quite a bit, well, a lot in fact, but it's still around my eyes, underneath. They are still a little puffy. I don't know if you can see under here, because my eyelids are still a little bit, I don't know what you call it. Well, puffy, yeah, swollen, not as much. I can still feel, it's made my skin, the medication, really dry. My cheeks, you usually can see my jaw lines. They're slowly coming back. But I can't sit around any longer, guys. I just had to. Oh, I've got glitter on my glasses. I just had to get back to doing the videos. I was bored, really bored, just sitting around in pain. My face was on fire. It was really sore. I had to keep giving some special, moisturizing cream for my face from the doctors as well. And each day gone by, it took 3 days for the antihistamines as well that they prescribed me to go down, or start to have an effect, should I say. Every night I went to bed, I kept waking up the following morning and my face was really puffy and in pain. So again, I'm on my 6th day now, because it started on Thursday last week. So I'm on my 6th day and it's virtually getting back to normal. So, again, guys, thank you so much. It's very touching of you. My face is still a bit sore. I can feel around my eyes. It's still a little tight. But it's better than it was. And that's, thank God for that. Gave me some light and made me, have the energy to come and just get on with my work. I can't sit around no more. So here I am. today I've decided I was going to do I did say, I think last week, if I keep itching my eyes, sorry guys, it's because they're really itchy. I did say last week I want to do a little hanging basket. So today, that's what we're going to do. So before I alter the camera, I'm going to go through what we've got. I want to do more of a traditional one. So there's going to be quite a lot of greenery and just the poinsettias with some red berries. And I've also got some pine cones. But first of all, I have done a bow that I may attach to, because it's only a small hanging basket, one like this. So I may attach this just to the top as a bit of decor instead of just having that plain. Or you could wrap a bit of, you know, glittery foliage or vine or tinsel, anything like that around these handles or the chain. So I've done just a bow out of one colour where it's got poinsettias on and some berries. So I've cut the vine down, and I've sprayed it lightly with white florist spray paint in a can. I want to give it just a frosty look. I've cut it into 3 pieces because I've tried to prepare, as you know me guys. There's a smaller one and a longer one and a medium. So small, medium, large. So I've done it like that. So I want those to hang down from the side, and that is the pine needles. I've also cut down just some plain ivy as well. I may have to put, because there's no wire in these stems, so I may have to put a pick on them. Again, 3 pieces of ivy as well to hang down. And I've also got some conifer. Now, this is rubbery texture and it's lovely. But you can't unfortunately, you can't pull these off and put a pick on them because they haven't got anywhere for you to attach a pick unless you attach it around the rubber stem. But the rubber stem does not hold well when you put a pick on. So I've got some, again, of these, small, medium and large in 3 to hang down the side in conifer as well. So that is our hanging vine or trailing. Now I've got some tarrogan out, with it being light, just to add a little light and soften it up again in the center, or maybe around the sides. So we've got some of that. I have got out some flocked pine needles on single stems on picks that I put on to go at the top as well. So again, you know me guys, what I put down the bottom I incorporate above. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 7 of the rubbery textured tree pine. So I love this one. So I thought, let's add some of this in. And I've also got the tree pine, but this is solid. It's plastic. It's not got no movement in it, but it's got some different shades in where it's got bits of lighter green. So it's like an ombre look. So we've got those. Of course, I've got my conifer. Who wouldn't be without the conifer? To put at the top because it's going around the bottom with the trailing conifer as well. So I've cut some down to put up at the top. But I've also picked out these cypress leaves. Now these are like there's no powder on them or anything. It's just the colour of them. But they're more like a sagey green. I don't know if you can see, but they're not a forest green or anything like that. Like a little bit, a hint of grey in them. So I thought just for a little different colour we may use those. So now I've got ivy, because we've got ivy hanging down, but I've also got holly and with a few berries in. I can't make my mind up because we're putting berries in whether it may be too much. or I may just scatter the odd bit of holly around. So we've got those, and I've got out my super red glossy berries as well, which we're going to place in also. And my beautiful pine cones. My sister got me these from her friend who's got a tree, a pine tree, and they drop every year, and she asked if she knew anybody who would like them, and she said yes, my sister. So I've placed picks on these as well by gluing them in between with the pine opening of the pine cones, and put the picks there. And then I've got 5 poinsettias. I've got 3 what are glittery like that, and then I've got 2 that I've got a bit of velvet on but glittery as well, with some glittery holly also in it. So that's what we're going to do today. Oh, it's so good to be back. I can't express how much it is, because I have been bored. I'm too much of a workaholic, so to sit around, oh, the day just dragged. So that is all of our stuff. So I'm going to be standing up and placing the hanging basket hanging from the ceiling. I've got a rope up there on a hook, and I just hook it up. So let me just place that on, and then I'll alter the camera. Let's just make sure that everything's and I've placed in just 1 block, I don't know if you can see, 1 block of Oasis, and attached it with some cable tie above. You can put sand or something in at the bottom, or pebbles or stones and that, just for the weight for when it's windy. So I may have to move this big box of flowers. Let's just come back a little bit more, and we'll have it like that. I think that's better. Oops, I found an elastic band. Put that up there. Right, oh, let me take this jacket off. I'm hot. That's another thing, guys. Oh my gosh, those medications could be making me hot. So, right. Here we go. Oh gosh, this is great. So first of all, I want to place in our frosty pine needles. And I'm just going to dip them in. And I'm going in 3s, working in odd numbers. So where's the 1? I've not taken any off. I've just cut it off a garland that I had. The garland was just plain. So I do have some garlands where they have got heavily flocked, absolutely heavily flocked. But I decided I would like to just give it a frosty look, so I decided to spray it. So it's like that. And then the bigger one. Like so. So we've just placed in those 3. And I'm going to do it again also with the conifer. Do the same procedure. I'll place 1 here. Because I want it to be, you know, quite full as it's going down. I don't want it quite bare. I've got a super long one here. I kept wondering whether I'd put the, you know, too much in. Well, made it too long. But let's make it look pretty. So 1, 2, and 1 here. May have got that the wrong way round. And then our ivy. Now this, I may have to make a hole for it to go in. That one's not sitting right. It's better. So yes, I may have to just get an hole and help it in. So I'll put one here. So I'm just using my old puncher. You can get these off Amazon, just to place in the hole to give it a helping hand, especially with it not having no wire in the main stem. Around there. If you think you need more in, you know, because you feel a bit, there's a few gaps, you could also place more in. I'm just doing it in 3s. And I've got 1, 2, 3. Do I place it? Something's telling me there. Or I could cut this. I may cut this one though, guys, because it is quite long. So just have 2 smaller ones. Move it. One here. And one here. Oops, daisy. Just to fill it up a little bit. Excuse me. I feel I need something here. There's something missing there. So do I? I don't know whether to, one moment, let me see if I can get another piece of ivy off here. I can find it all. I've got lots. Oh, do I use? Oh my gosh, is that much? I can see it. Let's get another piece. Just put another little one in. Where did I say? Where did I say? Here. So yes, I thought I'd come back and do the video before my face went fully down, but it is much better than what it was. So I feel all right in my energy. It was just a case of come the afternoon, the medication made me quite sleepy. But other than that, I've been fine. I've been eating. I did start getting a bit of a sore throat because the doctors were worried if it was anaphylactic shock, because your throat swells up and the back of your tongue as well. They was worried in case my back of my throat was closing up. So luckily it wasn't. But I've never lost my spirit. I was still jolly and cooking and things like that. So I knew I was okay. Right, I'm placing in the conifer on top. And I'm just having these slightly hanging over as well. Just over, you know, to blend in the side with here. I just don't want a gap and then everything on top. So I'm blending them in just to hang slightly over, and I'm going around. And we're going to go all the way around the top. I'm putting 2 in each side. Let me just whack that glue. So as you can see, I'm placing 1, 2, 1, 2, then it'll be 1, 2, 1, 2. Oops. Oh, that's a pebble what's come out of it. And this is just to give it that flow, you know, the movement, and everything is joined within each other. And it doesn't look odd. You don't have to use conifer. If you feel you've just got cypress leaves, then they'll be fine as well. Just as long as you're all happy with it. I need some more conifer for the centre. I didn't get enough out. Let's just wipe that glue off. I've got another bunch that I've cut them down, took them out of the packet. So I'll just bring a few up in the centre. So because you've got 2 there, I'm going to place 1 in the centre on the top, but slightly higher up. So they're sticking more vertical than leaning over. Then I'm going to do the same here, in between all of where I've placed 2. Oops, that's the only thing, isn't it? It runs around. Let's just bring that there. I'm leaving the chain on. Usually when I do hanging baskets, I take the chain off, especially if I'm doing, you know, 2 of the same, then I just do them on the table. But on this occasion, I'm only doing 1. So now I've got 1 in between everyone there, and then I'm just going to place a single one in the centre. Like so. So that's all the conifer that we're going to need. So we'll place that there. So now, do I try this? Yeah, we're going to place some of those in. But I'm not going to place too many in. And because they come flat like that, there's no movement to them. I always, run my hand down them like so, just to move the leaves. And then I just bend, give them a bit of movement. So the stem isn't like that. So I just open them up a little bit. And you can just keep rubbing, but don't rub too hard because they can sometimes break off. So it's just to give it more of a natural look. So because they're long, I'm going to bring some of these around the corner, on each corner, should I say, not around, on each corner here. So they're going on all 4 corners. So let's just open it up. So that's 1 corner. And then I'm going to bend it slightly over as well, just so that looks like it's full and it's making it look really pretty. I was in here, guys, at, what time are we on? Oh gosh, I took Benji a walk this morning. I thought, let's get some fresh air. So I rang my neighbour and told her I'd like to go for a walk with Benji. And she waited for me while I got ready. And then I took Benji because my neighbours knew that I wasn't well. And we then went for an hour walk, and it was lovely to getting out in the fresh air. So it was really, I enjoyed it. And as soon as I took Benji out and got back, I came in here straight away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I've not been in here since last week. And Marley's been crying, you know, outside, thinking that I was in here and I wasn't. Bless him. But he's here today with me in here, fast asleep. And then I'm going to put one up here and one here, and maybe either side of it as well. Again, similar to how I did the conifer. I want to incorporate it up above. I may just put two in on this one. So we've got it looking like that, quite full. I don't know if you can see if I do that, but it's quite full. I don't need any more of those either. So now we've got, I don't think I'm going to place those ones in. We'll keep them there. I've got the rubbery textured ones. I do want to place those in. And I want to have those slightly sticking out as well. I don't really need to manipulate the stem on these because they just flop over like that. You could still do it if you wish, but I tend to just bend it. Again, these are quite long. Put one on the opposite side. So where I've placed one, I will place it on the opposite side to it. That's it. And I'll bring some up above, around the centre. We want to see the pine needle effect. I'll bring 3 in and do a triangular position with these in the centre. And they're going around the conifer, which is just on its own. So let's just have a look. Yeah, so it's really quite full. Sorry about the chain, but it's really quite full. I want to place in, I'm not going to use those. It's too much alike. I'm going to place in now our flocked pine needles. I don't know how many I took out. I just grabbed a bunch. Just to bring that white up above like it's been snowing. So I'm going to place there. One on this side as well. I'm just slightly bending them so you can see some of the how it's flocked. And then I'll go opposite and do it the same. They don't really take long to create. I love doing hanging baskets. I love anything really. So I'm going to I've placed those 4 like that, but I will scatter more around because I don't just want to see green. And I'll bring some slightly so they're hanging down a little bit more, you know, like that one. And I'll bring one above. And incorporate that there. Do the same on the other end. Excuse me. So I'm going to bring one down here as well. We need to bring some around just around the bottom area here. And I'm going to just bend the stem over so it looks like it's drooping down, and it's going to mix in with the others. And we put 3 on these. And just do them like that. It just, there we go. So, oops, the daisy, I caught my hand on it. So we'll do the same on here. Just slightly bend them over. Hasn't got a lot on. And then another one on this corner. So you can see that the flock, you know, that they're around the edge as well. I want to place some up above in the centre. And I'll place these more upright because obviously I need the height. Just turn it around with my hand. I think we could do one maybe right in the centre up above. So if we just go down here and just have that there. So I've got 2 left. I'm going to bring, I think, let's just have a look. I'm going to bring one down here on the corner at the bottom, and then I'm going to go opposite and place another one. So that's with our flocked pine needles in. If I need any more, I'll grab some. Right. I don't want the full. I may just go. I've placed some on picks. Yeah. I'm going to place in those near to the end. Let me just have a look at these now, guys. You see, I like to see holly and berries. It's just, these are not the quality I prefer. I can't seem to find the ones that are more realistic. These are more papery. I could put the odd one in, I guess. I say not odd one, you know what I mean. We'll see, let's have a look. Let me bring them down here actually. So I'm going to bring them down to the bottom. I'm going to have to put some up above, but I will bring just some. I'll use as depth. Just place them in, further in, so you can at least see some of them, and I'll bring some just above. So I'm going to go on each. Where did I place that? Put that one there. Gain a bit of depth. Like that. There's never a right or wrong way of doing Christmas hanging baskets. You could just place as much as you want in. And again, I'm using these as depth because I've got the berries. One more around the bottom. Like that, and then I'm going to place a few up above. I think just in each corner. And when I say corner, I mean of the the dried foam block, just within there, on each corner of that. One, two. And then another one, finally. So we've got it like that up above. I hope you can see that, guys. So it's looking really nice and fluffy and big. So let's get our berries in. Let's see. I'm going to start from the top. I want, again, a bit of height in those. So I'm going to place 3 right near the centre in a triangle position. Oops, the daisy, glue's all dripping off. And then one around here. Get a bit of red up above as well. So then now I've done the top, I'm going to, up at the centre, I'm coming at this level. So, which is just slightly down from that one. I have to hold it under here, guys. And I'm just bringing those down and popping out. So I'm placing one in the centre on the longest side of the foam. Then I'll put one either end on the smaller end of the foam. So I'm basically placing it around here, and I'm just pushing it in and just slightly bending it so it just comes a little bit further down. So I may bring, I think, one a little bit longer and have that hanging down there, and do the same this end. So I think that's enough of our red berries in. I've got one left. I didn't bring enough out, so otherwise I'd place some other places, but I think that's more than enough with our red berries. Let's have a look with our pine cones. Yeah, we're going to place in, I always think things like this always add that little bit extra, and that's when you see it for what it truly is, just something earthy. We're going to bring some pine cones around the bottom of, well, we'll say the top of the basket here, around there, and then we're going to bring some around the centre as well. So I bring and push it in a little bit more. And just have it sort of like sticking through like that. So that's one there, so I'll go one on the opposite side here. Again, I like to bring down things to the bottom, what we're going to place on the top. I'll place one there, and then I'll place one over here. I've got plenty of these, guys. Then I'm now going to bring some up above. Just add that little earthy feeling. Bring one. And bring one to the other end as well. And do I bring one in the middle? Now I'm going to hold off with that one. I'm going to put my poinsettias in. So we definitely want one in the centre. I may have to extend this because it's just for the height. So I'm getting my floral tape out and just placing another pick on what the poinsettias on, and then taping it up. Adding a bit of glue on my tape to, you know, so it doesn't come off. I keep forgetting, don't I, to put my glue gun on. So I've got one now for the height that that's needed in the centre. So this is going exactly in the middle. I'm going to place it popping out from all sides of the chains. So then I'm going to place one here on the end, on each end, 1 and 2, and then alternate from the other side. So you've not got both the same poinsettia on one side. So that's that one. And then our last one. I didn't want to bombard it with poinsettias. So that's what we've got. Now let's look at some of our ivy. I do quite like the ivy, so I don't want no more of those. So let's get some ivy in as well. And I'm going to just place these around where I see gaps, up above and down below. Whoops, a daisy. Back to my normal self. And I'm just using these as like filler. I'm not letting them go deep in. I don't want them as depth. So I'm letting them sit quite high up. Just going around where the top of the foam is. And then I'm going to bring some up above as well. So we've got it up here also. Where's that one I've drawn? That one in there. So we've got it like that up above. So you've got that. So now I may add some more at the bottom, but I just want to add in some of our tarrogan. You could add, you know, your lamb's ear or anything like that. I think I need something around there. Oh, mind you, that's covered it now and I've moved it. So I'm going to do the same with the tarrogan. I'm going to place it around the bottom as well as on the top. So I brought, this is what I call the bottom, where the top of the basket is. That's the middle and then that's the top. So I'm going to bring some of these around here. Again, bend them just slightly over to intermingle. A lot of people around where we live prefer the traditional hanging baskets. Like there's a lovely lady over the road, lovely little old lady. She always has a wreath off me for Christmas, but she prefers the traditional look. And then one more here. So then I'll start bringing them up above on the second level. And again, I'm not using these as depth, I'm just placing them so they are sticking slightly out. As you can see, I'm going to need to place some on picks. I just pull the leaves off of the main stem and then just add in my own picks. So let me just get a few out. You could place, if you haven't got a tarrogan, you know, lamb's ear in as well. That would look pretty. Whoops, a daisy. One more. Right. Oh no, I've got one more I need. Crikey. So we've got some more now. And we'll carry on going around. Where did I start? There. So 1, 2. So here. other one there. And then I'll take the rest and take those up above and stick them vertical. One more. Oh, I don't know where to place my hand. And we'll just put those there. So I don't want that. Right, now personally I feel, again, because this is a traditional one, we may need just something else, a bit more foliage. Oops, I think one's come off. So let's get these back on. Let's have a look. I have got in my bucket here some just plain pine, but I don't want plain. Let me have a look. What did I do with that basket? I don't think where I've gone with that bag. Is this it? No. Oh, it's here, Lord. Oh my good gracious name. Just think a bit of adding some of these in frosted pine needles as well. Will give that little bit extra, you know, Christmassy snowy feel. I don't think I've got many of these left, if I'm being quite honest. No, I think those are it. Oh, I'll have to mortar some more. So we'll just add something around here as well. You know me, guys, I like it to be big and there's plenty in it. So we've got those. I don't want those in. I have got I cut some of these up last time but didn't use them all. Some bits of mountain pine. See, now you could spray these. I don't want to spray it while my cat's around. It can be quite harmful. This doesn't though. Let's just have a look. There. So I've just done, if I could show you this, I've just done that. This is a deco style snow spray. Can be used for your windows, Christmas trees, artificial flowers and foliage. And that's it. It just says shake it well and spray. So I'll do it under here so I don't go near my cat with it. and it just gives off a flocked look. Now that is that one. You can get this anywhere, guys. You can get it off Amazon. Again, if you look, if I just show you, that's what it's called. So you can use it for that. Oh, I didn't cut these off. So I'll just do these. Can add those in as well. I do go crazy with it though, because I do like it. Like it to look snowy. I do have something else where you can do it yourself with fake snow powder, and you just place glue on your leaves and then sprinkle the dust on it. So let me let that one dry a little. So I think we'll bring some around there. I don't want to touch it now because in case I smudge it. I'll bring one here, just at the bottom there. You can see it coming off on my hands because it's still slightly wet. But yeah, allow it to dry, guys. Unlike what I'm doing, I'm just showing you what you could, you know, do or use. It will dry once I'll leave it alone. And just hang that down. Oops, need to replace that one. Oh my goodness, I can't see where I placed it. Oh, there. There. So one around here. Like that. It's just to add that extra little touch of Christmas. So do I bring one down there? I feel I'd like to bring one down at the bottom. One. No, because it won't fit. Because the foam is too far in. So I'm going to bring some for depth at the top. Oh, I got the glue. Push that one in a little. I've got one more. Where can I put that? Here. It's just if you have any sensitive skin or anything, you know, place on some rubber, some gloves or anything, you know, like that. I do have sensitive skin and I can feel it itching. Oh, we don't want to get my hands swollen up next. So let me just wipe it. Oh, wipe it on my jeans. Who cares? They wash. Right. So let me just see, because I'm Always thinking you could always add a bit more when you do hanging baskets. And even if you've done a hanging basket and that, you can spray it once everything's in, you know, to give that snow effect. I've done that as well before. So I'm just getting some glue strings that I can see. I have done that before as well, sprayed. But cover up your floral if you don't want your floral to get any snow on it, or put your floral in last and your berries maybe. But your berries look nice with a bit of snow on, and then just spray it like that before you put in your main floral. I don't want that one. I still feel I could put something in it. It's around here that's bothering me. So I think I need something slightly longer. Let's have a look at these. Let's put a few of these, because I've got a gap here, guys, and that's irritating me. So I feel I need something here. I don't know whether to get or a bigger leaf, or I've got, you can get your eucalyptus as well. I do have hanging eucalyptus. Gosh, there's that much that you could use. Do I want to use that? Let's have a look. Oh my good gracious me. Well, here I go again. Right, what are they? I've got things I can't remember of. I've got, let's just have a look. I could place a few of those in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's another one? Just bear with me a moment. I'm just, oh, I've just pulled all those off. Silly me. I've got these, what are very good for things like winter. I just, because they've got white tips on them, just something down here with a bit of white on. What's also push-ups as well. So I'm going to incorporate a few of those. If I could just lift it. So that's what I've done, just brought a bit of the white down. It's just foliage, grass, and I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it's nice. It's nice, guys, but I'm not sure what it is. I don't want that. So they are push-ups, so I tend to push everything to the top. So I'll scatter some around the bottom where I feel that there's gaps, and then just bend it over as well. So I feel there's a bit of a gap here. Like that. There's definitely one here. Right. I don't want any of those up above. I've pulled that off. So we don't want those. So now I was also thinking of just placing some spiky fern, you know, and the reason I'm using the spiky fern is because it's it blends in well with all the pine needles, and that's the reason I do like to, well, I'm going to use it because, you know, it balances it out. I don't think if I place in something like ficus or rose leaves or, you know, anything like that, unless you're doing a Christmas hanging basket with Christmas roses in. I've got nothing with roses in, so that would, you know, look odd. In my opinion, that is, guys. I don't know how many I'm doing. I'm just doing quite a few. And I'm going to bring some of these down the bottom as well, where the vine's hanging. So I'm not going to cut the stem. So again, as you can see here, there's still a gap here down this area. So I'm just bending that. That's just slightly covering up that little gap. I'm not saying I want it full where you cannot see. You know, it's just, it looked a little bit bare. In fact, I may place in another one. I'll just bend that one over as well, just to fill in a little bit. And then just go round and look for some more along the bottom. And I'm actually sticking these through the basket, not on above the basket. So they're actually going through the wood on the basket. That's if you want things a bit lower down and you haven't got, you know, picks that you could extend them, or if you just don't want to do it to the point where you have to put picks on. So I'm going through the actual basket. And I'm about here. Got 2 left. I think I need another one here as well. Can't see. One there. So I've just covered a bit of it up around the bottom so it doesn't look too bare. I may place a few at the top. 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, we'll use them all then. We'll use all 7. We'll scatter these around as well. Oh, sorry guys, my eyes are really itchy. That's all. Right, so now we've got those. I can incorporate these up above. Again, I'm not cutting the stem. Just put a bit of it in, and I'm having them where you can see them sticking up slightly. Let me just... And then I'll bring, again, because I've got them down there, I'll bring them on the middle section, as I call it, as well, just sticking out on each corner. I can't see the corner. There it is. I always like, I must admit, I do like to see fern in Christmas arrangements. I do like fern. Right. Let's see. Do I need, I don't think I need any more poinsettias. But do I need some down here? Let me just have a look, guys. You know, just to bring it down a bit to the bottom. Oh, I may get 4. Now, which one shall I use? I may use those actually. Just the velvet ones down at the bottom. Place these on picks. Because we've got a lot of red up at the top. Hence the reason I'm looking at it and I didn't feel it was something. I still knew there was something missing, and we do need red overhanging at the bottom. Whether it be berries or, you know, a vine of berries, or, you know, I'm trying to think what you could use. Or apples, or, you know, red apples, anything like that. Or I have done in the past a wreath for somebody who wanted chili peppers on it, and I've got chili peppers, but I don't, that'll spoil it, I think, with the theme. Now we've just done this, so I'm just going to stick 4 of our poinsettias at the bottom. So where you see that one and that one, I am going to bring that one, I mean, I can't say exactly, but let me get that off, somewhere around here, so it's forming the triangle, and that's what I'm going to do. So we've got that one and that one. I'm going to go through the basket again, just so I can have it down a little. So it's like that. I don't want it right down here, just enough to have it, you know, blending and balanced from up above. Do the same with this one. Bring that one down. And then one more. That one and that one. Let's have a look. Yeah, now to me that's more balanced. So let's just get rid of all this mess. Move those out of the way as well. Now we've got our bow. Let me just cut that. I didn't cut that bit off. Now, I've placed on a cable tie at the back to attach it onto the chain or the hook, and you could have it like so. You don't have to have it with a bow, you know, you could just have that, just finish that off. I don't know, I think it looks a bit odd. I don't know now. No, I don't want to bring it down. Oh, I've just pulled that off. Turn it around. No, I don't think it's needed. If you just want a bow on top instead of a poinsettia in the centre, then you could, you know, attach it around the chains and have it at the top, so then it would sit like that at the top. No, I think that poinsettia has drooped. Let's just lift it a little bit. Let's lift it. That leaf stuck together. There we go. Yeah, we'll leave it without the ribbon or bow. Right, so that's our project for today, guys. Is just a traditional Christmas hanging basket using our pine cones, our berries, our holly with the berries, our poinsettias, tarrogan, ivy. One moment, guys, somebody's knocking on my door. Sorry about that, guys. It was a gift that I've ordered because I've done my Christmas shopping and I had to order something last minute for my mum because something wasn't in stock when I ordered it, so they've refunded me, so I've ordered her something else and it's come. So now I've finished my Christmas shopping. Right, as I was saying, do I start again? Pine cones, berries, ivy, holly with the berries, the poinsettias, the pine needles that are flocked, the lovely pine needles here, the spiky fern, the cypress leaves, conifer, and some trailing conifer as well, some trailing ivy, and these white little flowers here as well, and then the red berries. I'm trying to think, and there's poinsettias, did I say that? And some just filler foliages, you know, with a few other, the odd ivy and things like that, and the one where I added the mountain pine here and I sprayed it with the snow spray. So that's our small hanging basket. This is so if you had a small one, I think this is a 10 or 12 inch, the widest point at the top. I usually buy 14 to 16 inch hanging baskets. So if you bought a 10 inch one, you could create something that looked really, really big and made it, you know, make it look much more fuller than what the actual basket is itself, and bring it alive and make it look fancy. Again, if you want to spray it with snow or even spray paint, take your poinsettias out and just do it along the foliage, and then placing your poinsettias or whichever floral you may use back in, because or if you've already glued them in, then you need to, I suggest try and cover them up maybe with a little piece of, I don't know, material or fabric, or maybe even a paper bag, just to put the head in, you know, while you spray around it. So you could do that as well. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. And yeah, I quite like that. I might save this and put this on my outside at my door. I like hanging baskets at Christmas. So again, give it a go. No matter how big or small your basket is, you know, I'm sure you'll all do a fantastic job, and I'm sure, you know, you'll be brilliant. So please subscribe, share and like, and you know, share to the world, to Santa and his elves and Mrs. Claus as well, whomever, your colleagues, neighbours, you know, because by doing that it helps make my business grow, and I'd much appreciate that, and I'm really grateful if you'd do that. And keep your comments coming, guys. You know, obviously I haven't been here for the last few days, and well, probably 4 or 5 is it on video, 4 I think, due to me not being very well. I'm still not well in the swelling, but it's virtually gone. So the doctor did say it can take up to 2 weeks. So, and I wasn't going to sit around for 2 weeks. I couldn't. So it's great to be back. And again, don't ever buy any cheap leather sofas, guys, because I had some information passed down to me that they spray it with a chemical. So, and it's probably the chemical that has reacted. So I did end up having to go back out and buy another sofa, but this time it's real leather. So learn by my mistakes. So yeah. So again, thanks again, and it's great to be back. And God bless you all, and stay healthy and stay safe, and have a wonderful day. And I will be back tomorrow. Now I'm back today. I'm definitely coming back tomorrow, and I think I'm going to do a video on Friday to make up for not being here yesterday. I can't not, guys. So have a great day and take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. I love you all. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Right, let's have a close-up. Oh, I've missed doing this, guys. Doing close-ups. Let's just move the wire. Sorry, guys, I've got to move all the wire. There's my cat, look. Fast asleep. Right, there's the sparkly poinsettia on the glittery one. And then that's just a little velvet one with a bit of glitter around the edging. And then the other one has got velvet and glittered with holly. There's the holly, glittered holly. So, and then there's the like a bluey colour cypress leaf. That's the conifer. Our red berries, our holly, our pine cones, our extremely flocked pine needles, and the little pine needles there. And these are what I've spray painted. I've not used the snow spray. These I've put spray paint on because they're more exposed to the weather, and so I wanted to give them a bit of extra protection. Because with the snow spray, you know, I have had experience in the past where if it's really bad weather, it does eventually come wear off. Here is the conifer, the trailing conifer, our trailing ivy. And these are those little white things, guys. I'm not sure what they are with the white tips. I know it's grass, like sword grass. I don't know whether they're supposed to be things like heather or a stilby, anything like that. There's the mountain pine. What else did we place in? Oh, yeah, the rubbery textured pine needles here. Oh, they're lovely. They're so rubbery. And again, the spiky fern to add in so it blends. And our beautiful tarrogan. It's the same texture as what your lamb's ear is. So hence the reason I wanted to add that for a little softer touch. So to say it's either a 10 or 12 inch, I think that's come out really, really big. And that would look lovely hanging at anybody's door at Christmas time. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Have a wonderful day, and I'll take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. I love you all. And again, thank you so much for your wonderful, wonderful comments to get well soon. You're so, so fabulous. Bye for now.